Hey
Hi.
guys, how's it going? Hey,
Hi
Hey.
Zidin.
Hi,
hi
Hashi.
Shaza. Hi
Hi
Shaza.
Ben.
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
Hey guys.
Hey, so remember before the MCO? Oh, by the way,
Mhm.
how are you guys doing
Mm-hmm.
for the MCO?
Yeah, I'm doing
I'm
good.
bored, but so far so good
Me
with
I've
too.
been
the
sanitizing my,
online
Yeah.
classes.
my hands the whole
As for
day.
now,
Me too,
Gotta
man.
keep myself clean.
Okay, back to the question.
Mhm.
Remember before the MCO, Dr. Ivoni told us to read up on chapter 7 from the textbook.
You mean
Remember?
the
Yeah.
managing people?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that one, that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
and we already
Okay.
distribute
Come on.
our task, right? Our topic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember we delegated a bit of topics for
Yeah.
each of us to read,
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah. We did.
we come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we do that today.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Oh sure, definitely. I already have my notes here.
Cool. Okay, so can someone start with the first subtopic? I think it was
Yeah,
Hasif.
so I'm gonna
yeah,
start.
Hasif.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because I studied the first few parts.
By the way,
So what I studied was to understand the key elements of service talent cycle. So what I understand, the cycle consists of three main points. So
Yeah.
the first one is hire the right people. Second is enable your people. And the third one is motivate and energize your people.
Yeah.
So this is the service excellence and productivity. Okay. So to hire the right people, this is to be the preferred employer and compete for the talent market share. So if I was the employer, I have to hire the right people, right? And this is also
Yeah.
to intensify selection process to hire the right people for the organization and the given job. Now, the next one is enable your people. This is more to empower the front line. So, for example, extensive training and development on interpersonal and technical skills is very important for the employer to highlight when hiring the employee. And this is also to build high performance service delivery teams. This is actually for the development team structures and the skills that work.
Yeah.
You guys understand
Yeah.
so far?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next one is to motivate and energize your people. Now this is to utilize the full range of rewards. For example, like the pay, performance bonuses, satisfying job content, and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that is actually what I understand from the service talent cycle. Now the next one is how to attract, select, and hire the right people for the service
Yes.
jobs. For me, okay, I put myself when studying this, I put myself as an employer, right? So when employing the right people, I ask myself, what determines a firm's applicant pool, right? So what's important to me is the positive image in the community as a place to work, the quality of its services, and the firm's perceived status.
Yeah.
So this is to get the right idea on how and who to hire, right? So
Yeah.
when selecting the right people, I always keep in mind when studying this. I read the slides. I actually really agreed with one of the points, which is there is no perfect employee.
Yes.
No
Yeah, that's
perfect
true.
employee being nobody is suitable for every job. Everybody has their own skills and own preference in the job scope. So I always bear in mind that different jobs are best filled with people with different skills, styles, and personalities. So also when selecting the right people, one of the best ways to identify the best candidates will be to have structured interviews, multiple structured interviews to be precise.
Yeah.
This way, we can have many levels to the interviews, and we can get to know more about the employee, the potential employee, because we can see about how they behave, how their work ethics are, and this is very important as we can also see their experiences from their previous jobs and also their academic qualifications.
Yeah.
We can see through the resumes. Yeah. So next is during the interview, we should conduct personality tests. This is to know more about the personality of the consumers. I'm sorry,
Employees,
The-
candidates.
It's fine.
employees,
The employee,
the
yeah.
potential employees. This way we can see how they are like with the customers, with their work members. This is also a way to see their ability to communicate accurately and pleasantly, because we would always avoid employees who are rude, who are not well mannered, and are not soft spoken.
Mhm.
Because actually, when working in the service industry, we are actually, how do I put this into word? Okay, we
We communicate with people. We are in contact.
yes, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
We communicate directly to our customers. So this way, we have to have a good image to maintain the company's image. Imagine if you were to walk into a McDonald's
Okay.
store, a restaurant, and the employees were rude to you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that McDonald's are pretty rude
Mhm.
for hiring those kind of employees?
Yeah.
So that's what we need to filter out and really select the right candidates for the job. You guys get what I mean
Yeah.
so far?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it.
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
obviously
so the
as
next
a
one
service
is-
provider, you want to be someone who's friendly and approachable, because we are these are the frontliners.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so after selecting the right service employees, we need to train them. So the key areas of training them would be the organizational culture, purpose, and strategy. So we have to ask the managers to teach them why, what, how of a job. So for example, if he was a mailman, why do we do that? To mail our customers mails to around the world, for example. What is a job, how to do it right and precisely. And the next one is the interpersonal and technical skills. This is very important. Like I mentioned
Okay.
earlier, it's really important to communicate with the customers very well-manneredly and and effectively as well, because this is very necessary when performing a service job well, because we're dealing with the customers and we have to always maintain the great image of the company and ourselves
Yeah.
to the customers. So next, every service employee should always know about the product and the service. So product and service knowledge is very important. When a customer comes into the store and asks about your product or about your service, we should always know and be ready to answer every question they have,
Okay.
because we are the one they will be looking for
Mhm.
when they have questions about our service or our product. But that's all I've studied actually. So who studied the next few parts? Because I didn't really get.
I
any
think it
of
was Izudin.
Oh
No,
it wasn't
actually it's me.
Is it?
I will explain the
Oh,
next topic.
sorry.
Yes, Lynn.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Oh,
fine.
Shazza,
Yeah,
right.
it's
Sorry,
fine.
Shazza.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I will explain. We need to understand the role of internal marketing and communication. Okay, internal marketing and communication is especially necessary in large service business that operate in widely dispersed sites. Employee need to be kept informed about the new policies, changes in services, features, and quality initiative. This is to keep their updated about the operation, about the things that happening in the operation. No matter when you go outstation or you already in the operation. Okay. And this is to nurture the team spirit and support common corporate goals across national frontiers. Internal marketing and communication can complement training. This is to ensure efficient and satisfactory service delivery. Next one is to achieve productive and harmonious working relationship, and also to build employee trust, respect, and loyalty, which is very important among the employees. Don't you guys think so?
Yeah, I think so. That's very important.
Did you mean that
Yeah.
the employee trust to the company or
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
to the company?
because this is the internal
or to the-
internal
or
among
internal?
organization. Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I'll explain the next topic, which is we need to understand why empowerment is so important in many frontline jobs.
Okay.
Empowerment is most appropriate when the firm business strategy is based on personalized, customized service and competitive differentiation. The organization need to emphasize one extended relationship rather than short-term transaction, because we need to build relationship between customer and also our employee.
Oh, so are you saying that the service provider should emphasize on the long-term interaction with the customers instead of the short-based, quick relationships we have, let's say with like McDonald's or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's better to have a long-term relationship with them, just to keep that consumer base going.
Yeah, true. Because we need our
okay,
customer.
I got it.
Yeah,
So the
we need
loyalty of the
our
customer
customer in
to
order
the
for our company to grow. Don't you guys think so? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The requirement for empowering the front line is information about organizational, team, and individual performance. Next is knowledge that enables employees to understand and contribute to organizational, team, and individual performance. After that, we need to the employer itself need to have, the frontliner need the power to make decision themselves there, because the manager is not with them all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not always the manager's responsibility. It's sometimes the people in the front.
Yes,
in the front
because we
line
need
who
to
needs
act faster.
Know the background of the company as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because we need to act faster. The customer doesn't like to wait. Yeah. And the last
Yeah.
one is reward based on organizational, team, and individual performance. Okay.
Oh, okay. So by rewards, you mean like bonuses?
Yeah, bonuses and also commission.
Oh, okay.
And also if they work overtime, you can also give them commission on that. You can pay them overtime.
Okay.
Yeah. And next, I will explain about how to build high performance service delivery teams. Okay. Many service require cross-functional coordination for excellent service delivery, which is like for an example, the marketing team. This is internal organizational.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to use the cross-functional teams. For example, marketing can try to go to marketing to finance department. They can share knowledge among each other. Yeah.
Oh.
So you get to get new knowledge about that.
So they can work
Yeah,
together, right?
true.
So different departments
Yes.
can work together. Oh, okay. I see.
And to create a successful delivery service team, we need to emphasize on cooperation, listening, coaching, and encouraging each other. This is very important among the
Employees.
team.
Among the
I
department.
think, do you guys have any question?
No, I
as
think-
of now, I don't think I.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
think
understand
good.
really well.
Yeah, sure.
That
Yeah.
was a good explanation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
That's
Okay,
all
then
from me.
it will be challenging to me to talk about my
Who's
topic.
going to explain the next topic?
It is me.
Alright, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's easy then.
Okay, then I will talk about how know how to integrate team across department and functional areas. Okay, what you need to do is between the across department like marketing and the HR team and HR team with the operation with the finance team. So we need to know how to communicate with them to avoid conflict. Okay, if there's conflict, there's a way to reduce conflict and break down the barriers between departments. Alright. Firstly, we need to transfer individual internally to other department and functional areas. If you are expert in multimedia, of course you will be transferred into the marketing team. You know how to use the social media. You know how to make a poster. That is one example. Next is you need to having cross department and cross functional service delivery team. And last one is I will talk about carrying out internal marketing training and integration program. This is like to improve our skills so that we can produce an excellent work. When we make an excellent work, especially on operation team before they deliver to the other department, we need to less the kerosakan, the damage. So it will,
the damage.
it will cut costs from that to avoid the failure. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have a question.
Okay,
sorry.
yes, okay.
But
Yeah.
I've always wondered what is the best way to motivate and energize service employees.
That's a good
Do you
question.
know the answer to that?
Okay. Since I will talk about the motivate the employee, then I will talk. There's three things that you need to know. You need to use full range of available reward effectively, including first, job content. Second is feedback and recognition, and third is goal achievement. First, the job content. People are motivated and satisfied knowing they are doing a good job. Okay, I want you to put yourself in situation in a classroom. Imagine you are doing a good presentation and your lecturer give you a good compliment for you. So you will feel motivated to the good presentation in the next classes. So it's same in the same in
Yeah,
for
that's true.
employee when they make a good poster, as example for marketing team. So their manager give a compliment, they will motivate to do better job in the next job. And then the feedback and recognition. People drive or sense of identity and belonging to an organization from feedback and recognition. Now the feedback is important because you need to know what you are doing wrong. Because when people tell you are doing wrong, so you will recover the mistake to improve your skills. And then
Yeah,
last,
they need to know what to learn from the mistake as
learn
well,
from
right?
the mistake. And then the lastly, goal achievement. The specific, difficult but attainable and accepted goals are strong motivator. Again, I want you to put yourself in a classroom situation. You study to get an A+, right? Same for the employee. When you put a target, you will work hard to achieve your target. That's why goal achievement is very important as an employee. Okay, then I will move to the understand what a service-oriented culture is. Okay, from what I understand, there is two culture involved, which is organizational culture and service culture. Organizational culture is shared perception or themes regarding what is important in the organization, shared values about what is right and wrong, shared understanding about what works and what doesn't work. This is mean that in a team you need to know what is right and wrong. You need to communicate with others. You need to, to get a good relationship with the workers. And then the service culture is defined by shared perception of what is important in the organization and shared values and belief about why those things are important. I guess example, when you put a goal achievement, so you need to know the belief and why those things are important. Like when you put a target to get produce certain numbers, so their managers need to specific why this number is important, because of the raw material, because of the the machines. So the employees will trust and believe why those things are important. I think that is for me, from my understanding. Can we move to the next person?
Yeah, I think I'll add on that because the chapter I looked into is actually, it closely relates to what Izzuddin was talking about. So
Alright.
aside from organization culture, there's also the organizational climate.
Yeah.
So what it is the organization's culture that can be felt and seen. So as we all know, it's not just what you've been told and all that. What the employees experience is also just as important. So this is where they can gain their understanding of what is important by noting what the company and its leaders do rather than what they say. So this is how the employees form their perceptions on the basis of day-to-day experiences with the firm's, let's say, different departments like human resource departments, marketing, finance, IT. So the interaction between these different departments create a more suitable, positive climate for employees. So this is where the employee can get a feel of how things are done in a certain culture
You mean-
of organization.
The climate is like the environment of the in company.
Yes, it's more of the environment of the company or of the organization. So
Sorry, but do you mean
Yeah.
you also mean the environment of the workplace?
environment of the workplace, it's how
Oh,
the
okay.
interactions, it's how they interact with each other, how different departments fall into each other.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it shares it represents the shared perceptions of employees about the practices. It's something that the whole company knows how things are done in a certain way. That's how you as a leader need to know how to make sure that this climate is clear for each and every one of your employees. Now, then that goes to the next subtopic, which explains the qualities of effective leaders. See, you have, in order to achieve whatever it is that we've talked about just now, we need to have a quality and effective leader in the service organization. Now, what we need to look at is we need to know that the leader or the CEO or the president of the company love what they do, love their leadership role or the responsibility that they take on. They should be driven by a set of core values that are related to service excellence and performance. So when the leader, the person on top, has that same values, it will trickle down to all his other subordinates.
Yes, I
They
agree.
must recognize key part played by employees in delivering service. You can't just be the leader that tells people what to do. You need to know how they do it, why they do it, what do they do to overcome obstacles. This how if leaders can be effective. They get involved in team decision making rather than dominating the process, where whatever he says is final and no other discussion can be made. Now that is very ineffective. So also an effective leader also have a talent for communicating with others. So it's not just important that you are a part of the discussion. It's also important how you convey your discussion. Obviously, there are leaders who just
Yeah.
be part of the company, be part of the discussion, but as soon as they open their mouths, they are spewing like hateful language. They're screaming or they're very rageful. So it's best to have a more positive outlook on that and convey your pleasures, your disagreements, in a way that is more suitable for your employees to absorb and can constructively work on it, whatever it is that you commented on. Now, that's where we have to understand that there are different leadership styles, and we have to realize the importance of role modeling and focusing the entire organization on the front line. Okay, now there are two service leadership styles here in a service climate, where there is the management of the basics and also the transformational leadership that sets strategy and drives changes. However, even though there are two different styles and one is called basic, they are, however, both equally important.
Oh.
So there needs to be a persistent management of the basics and endless details that create a strong climate for service. You need to just demonstrate as a leader commitment to service quality, set high standards, recognize and remove obstacles, ensure the availability of the resources required to do it. So this is where it goes back to the previous subtopic, where you need to be involved in the work your employees do. You need to know what kind of information they're putting out, what kind of information they're getting back. Like one of you guys mentioned about feedback.
Yeah.
That's where it's important here, so that as a leader you can make the executive decision to whether continue the service process or improve on it. So that will in turn create a strong service culture in which the entire organization focuses on the front line, where, as Shazza mentioned just now, the front line is where it is the most important as it interacts the most with the customers, our clients, to create that long-term relationship, which I think is the most important in service, is the customer. And that is actually all I managed to cover in the short weeks we had at home. So is there anything else you guys wanna discuss, or you guys don't understand?
Is that all?
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the chapter.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
All,
Yeah.
Right. So I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
Good job to all of us.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, look what we do when we actually put in effort.
yeah. Good job, guys.
Any other questions?
Okay.
So
Not
far,
from
no.
me.
Yeah, no questions? Okay,
Alright
I think we're good.
I
for
gotta
now.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta
Okay.
go.
Sure.
I'll see you guys next week maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
Yeah, sure. Same time again.
Alright. Sure.
Bye,
bye,
take
guys.
care.
Hey,
Yeah.
be safe. Wash your hands.
Sure.
Take care of
Bye
yourself.
bye.
Carry hand sanitizer wherever you go.
That's good. That's good.
Bye
Bye.
guys.
Bye.